All right. So there's something in the middleweight division that I've been thinking about heavily, and that's after the fight Robert Whittaker versus Paulo Costa, which had to be rescheduled countless times, which was always a good matchup. And we got a different fight than we expected because from what we've seen from Paulo Costa. He hasn't really fought anybody top ranked in a while and won. He beat Luke Rockhold, but Luke Rockhold is not the same fighter he used to be. He's way older. And then he falls short against Robert Whittaker. So for Paulo Costa, it's pretty clear that things have kind of gone off the deep end. He's in his last four, I think he's lost three. So it's bad for him. And you know what? I've actually met Paulo Costa in person. He's actually a very sweet human being, so I don't want to talk about him in a bad light. But that's how his career has gone over the past few years. He barely fights, and the only guy he's beaten was Luke Rockhold, who should have stayed retired for a while. But going back to Robert Whittaker, I'm just surprised Paulo Costa was able to touch Robert up that much. And I don't even think it's because Paulo is a bad fighter. I just think that also, like, Paulo was just probably not on Robert's level if Robert was in his prime. And I honestly think that Robert Whittaker's prime is slipping away. Because I just saw, like, cracks of slowing down and taking more damage than usual. And the fight makes so much sense looking back because Robert's taking that damage. He looks a little more beat up. Obviously, Paulo Costa was sweaty, but he wasn't taking as much damage. You could tell he was flowing through the hits anymore. You could tell Robert Whittaker outpointed Paulo, but Paulo had a lot more damaging shots. And why is that? Because while Paulo Costa has fought 4 times in the past 4 years, right? It's been a long time. It's our 3 years. Robert Whittaker has fought countless top contender after countless top contender to get that rematch with Adesanya. And he's fought nothing but the top guys and mainly come out on top. The only guys he's basically lost to are Adesanya and not Marvin Vettori. He would destroy Marvin. He lost to Dricus. So 2 guys he's lost to, and those are like the best guys at 185. Crazy, isn't it? How all that works out. But I think after a while, all those fights and all that damage comes back to bite him in the booty because you could just tell that it's been a slow chip away from all this fighting. Even though he hasn't taken a whole lot of damage in those fights, he's usually the hammer. But now, even if he's hammering you, he starts being the nail in certain aspects. And I think it's just damage and prime that are happening. So I think we need to enjoy Robert Whittaker while he's still around because his skills are undeniable. His career is undeniable. He's definitely one of the best to have ever done it. He's one of the most consistent ones to have ever done it. But sometimes the consistency in a game like the fight game can pile up after a while. And I feel like his prime is he's coming out of it. Slowly but surely. Now, he hasn't had Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje levels of damage yet, but a fight like that could change it and accelerate it. But we are just going to see this slow burn of Robert Whittaker kind of dipping away, where the younger, hungrier fighters are going to start overtaking him. This is my prediction, and I'm not saying that it's for sure going to happen yet, today, tomorrow, next month, next time he fights. But if you watch his fights, you will start to see that he's starting to kind of lose a few steps. And I just feel like it's going to get a little bit more interesting the longer we see Robert Whittaker fight. So while he's still here, let's enjoy him. Let's cherish him because he's definitely been a fan server and definitely been a real OG in the game. But things come and go. people, especially UFC fighters. It happens, and sometimes we forget how fast time moves in this sport. Peace out.